Week 22. Baby is the size of a coconut, a Nalgene water bottle, a kale smoothie, and for you men out there, a hatchet head. Week 23. Baby is the size of a grapefruit, a Barbie doll, a burrito with the works, and once again for you men, a can of WD-40. Week 22. Baby's features are getting cuter and cuter and more pronounced now. Baby's hair, including on his head, eyelashes, and eyebrows, and his coating of lanugo, which is the fine hair all over his body, is continuing to grow, but as of this point there is no pigment in the hair. And same with the pigment in the eyes. At this point in gestation, baby does not have much color in the irises of his eyes. This is why most babies across most races come out with steel gray or blue eyes, even if they change color later. Week 23. Baby is continuing to develop his motor skills. He is kicking and punching and actually practicing a crawling motion, which is an instinct that gives baby the ability to do the quote-unquote breast crawl, which is when newborn babies are placed on mama's belly immediately after birth. They have the amazing instinctual ability to actually shimmy their way and crawl their way up to the breast and begin nursing all on their own. It's quite phenomenal. Hi everyone, it's Amanda with You Pray Crunch, and today I am here to give you an update for weeks 22 and 23 of my pregnancy with my third baby. Nothing huge to report this week. I had another midwife appointment and I met one of the other midwives in the practice at the hospital that I'm going to. They have like 10, I believe, 10 midwives, nurse midwives there, and they suggest that you rotate through all of them so you can have a chance to meet at least most of them before you give birth, so you'll actually know the person who is with you when you give birth. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to try and see somebody different each time. So I really liked this gal that I had this time as well. She was also really great. I actually had Bill and the kids with me this time, and that was fun. That was the first time I had brought the kids with me. Sophie wanted to sit up on the exam table with me, so she did that. And when they did baby's heartbeat, Alex really wanted to help with the Doppler because he's done that with me at home before. And so I really like midwives. I mean, I'm sure the OBs would do this as well, but they're just like so family oriented, so kid friendly. Like, oh yeah, you know, let's have your son help here. And so it was great. She had him hold the Doppler while she put it on my tummy, and he just loved being a part of that. So that was really cool. I've been so far so happy that I made the decision to go with the nurse midwives at the hospital. I've been really happy with the care that I've been getting there, so that's good. She went over my anatomy scan with me, which I believe I showed in my last update, or maybe it was even the update before that, I can't even remember now. I'll link whichever one that was where I show video from the anatomy scan. But she went over it with me and she said that the report, everything came back looking really good. Baby boy, our little Bam Bam, is looking quite healthy in there according to the anatomy scan. So that is, you know, just extra confirmation. That's what they told us at the anatomy scan, and it was nice to just hear that again from the midwife, just knowing that things are looking really good in there. As far as we can tell, we've got a really healthy baby boy growing in there. As far as weight gain goes, I have now gained a total of 16.5 pounds. And so I am now just a half a pound ahead of where I was in my last pregnancy in terms of absolute weight. So pretty much at the same point that I was at in my last pregnancy on the scale. I'm still just so happy that I have only gained 16 pounds at 23 weeks. I'm still feeling really good about that, since in my last pregnancy I had gained 27 pounds already, and in the pregnancy before that I believe I had already gained 30 pounds. So I am really happy with that. I'm continuing my exercise regimen. I'm pretty consistently doing 2 or 3 times a week now. It is less than I was doing at the beginning, but that's just what is working with my schedule, and I feel like I'm in a good rhythm, and I'm really happy with the way that my weight gain is going. So I feel like it's a good balance for me right now. So 2 to 3 days a week I'm doing my prenatal workouts. Maybe one of these days I can make a video about what I do for my prenatal workouts. If that's, I don't know if that's even something you're interested in, but if it is, leave a comment below and let me know. Maybe I'll make a video just about how I exercise in pregnancy. So our little Bam Bam is continuing to be really active in there, which is always really affirming to me that he's really healthy in there. I'm definitely just noticing movement a lot more throughout the day, which is really cool. He definitely still seems to have his, you know, sleep and wake cycles, but when he's awake, I am feeling him a lot. And they said from my anatomy scan that he was breech at the time of the anatomy scan, but I mean, we're just a little over halfway over, so that could change at any time. He could flip. But from what I can feel, I think he is still breech, because I'm still feeling the strongest kicks, like down by my pubic bone, and so I think he's still breech. So I'm thinking I need to go onto the Spinning Babies website and get some ideas for some exercises that I can start doing now. That's one of my concerns, because if you guys followed me through my last pregnancy, you'll know that my daughter Sophia was breech all the way up until like 36 or 37 weeks, something like that, and ended up turning her myself, which is kind of a long story. I'll put that video here. Not something I recommend you necessarily doing. But we got her to turn that way. I'm just really hoping that I don't have to do that again this time. I really don't want to have to think about all the options of having a breech baby and everything. This early on, when he can still move around pretty easily, I'd really like to start doing those exercises to, you know, encourage him to get head down before he gets lodged in there, you know what I mean? Other than that, he's moving around a lot, and my husband finally felt him from the outside. Like I said in my last update, I have been feeling him from the outside for almost a month now, but it hasn't been strong enough, or I haven't caught it at the right time when my husband is there for him to actually feel it. And finally Bill felt him in there, and that was really exciting for him. He always loves feeling baby kick from the outside. I think it's probably true of, you know, husbands, partners in general. Once they can feel it from the outside, it makes it more real for them. As the mom, you're feeling it all the way along all the time, you know, so it's already a lot more real for you. But when your partner can feel it from the outside, it's kind of magical. I'm glad that we finally reached that milestone. The kids still haven't felt him yet, but you know, they're 2 and 4, and they don't have the patience to necessarily sit there and wait for baby to kick for long periods of time. So I'm hoping that as Bam Bam gets bigger, they will also be able to feel baby kick from the outside as well. But both of the kids are getting really excited. Speaking of which, I have some apps on my phone and I show what a fetus looks like at that stage. Alex is really intrigued by it. It's been good, like for answering like age appropriate questions for him and that kind of thing. He understands that only mommies have babies now, and he understands, like I told him the term placenta, like, because there's a picture of that in the pictures that I show him. And I said, that's how Bam Bam is getting food from mommy, you know. He's just very intrigued by this whole thing about how baby's growing inside of mommy. And I think Sophie's starting to get it now too. We got her a bunch of Big Sister books, and she's been really intrigued by reading those. And she has her little baby doll that she's been taking care of and changing its diaper and getting it dressed and putting a blanket over. It's really sweet to watch. So I think that she's going to be a really good big sister too. I already know that Alex is going to be a good big brother because he already is. I'm just really excited that they're excited, especially considering that I was an only child. I mean, I've probably talked about this before, but you know, I'm living vicariously through my children, that they're getting to have that sibling relationship, you know, and that they are getting to experience mom being pregnant and a baby being inside of mom. And I think Alex will be old enough to actually remember me being pregnant. So I'm just really thankful for that. And like I said, living vicariously through them, since I always wanted to experience that when I was a kid as well. So I'm happy that our kids are getting to have that experience that I never had. So in terms of energy this week, I have been kind of alternating. I have had the nesting instinct starting to kick in a little bit. It's not super strong or super consistent yet, but I have had a few days where I am just like all energy, all go, like I want to get things done. I want to do things around the house. Like I've been doing decorating projects. Like our house, we've been here for 3 years, and there are many walls that have not been decorated that I've wanted to decorate. And I have been finally getting around to those projects. Like I am selling things. I just have this desire to just get rid of stuff. And on the days when I am having that nesting instinct, I am just like going gung-ho with that. And then it alternates between that and extreme fatigue days. So, you know I'm in my second trimester. You don't generally get fatigue as much in the second trimester, but I'm still having some days where I'm just like, oh, I can't get off the couch. It's not as bad as the first trimester, but there are some days when I am just dragging through the day and laying on the couch and doing a lot of couch parenting and, you know, that kind of thing. I'm still really thankful that Bill is home, because when I really need to nap, he lets me nap, and, you know, we'll alternate sleeping in some days, you know, so it's really nice to have that through this pregnancy. I just feel like it's such a luxury this time, so I'm really thankful for that, because I know it's probably going to change quite a bit once he gets a job again. In terms of other symptoms, I am finally starting to feel a little bit of strain in my hips. Like when I exercise, I can feel it a little bit, but I'm just looking back on my last pregnancy and realizing how much better my hips are in this pregnancy than they were in my last pregnancy, and I completely attribute that to the memory foam mattress topper that we got, the like eco memory foam mattress topper. It's like when I'm sleeping at night, my hips don't hurt when I am sleeping on our bed with that mattress topper. It makes such a difference. But I actually fell asleep on the couch earlier today. I mean, it's a comfortable couch, but it's a lot firmer than, you know, the memory foam that I sleep on at night, and my hips started hurting. I was like, wow, it just goes to show like how much of a difference that's making for my hips, because I know that already for like a month or two at this point in my last pregnancy, my hips were already aching like crazy. So that has been a huge blessing that we have that topper on our bed this time. And I think I linked the topper that I got in one of my videos before, but I'll link it in this one as well. If you guys are interested in the eco memory foam topper, you can just get them on Amazon, and I've been so happy with it. I've been so comfortable in bed. Oh, and I was going to thank you guys for the suggestions for the leg cramps that I have been getting at night. A lot of you were saying take magnesium, and I am already taking magnesium. I am taking the Natural Calm every night before I go to bed, and I tried upping it a little bit just to see if that would help with the leg cramps, and I don't get them every night, but there have still, even though I am taking the magnesium, there have still been nights when I wake up with a cramp. And it still hasn't been so bad that I haven't been able to stop it from being uncontrollably painful just by stretching it. You know, I always seem to catch it before it gets that bad. I'm still, every few nights, I'm still getting calf cramps. And it often happens like really early in the morning, like 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, something like that. I'm not sure what else I can do about that other than, you know, keep stretching and continuing to take my magnesium. I don't know if you guys know of any other remedies for leg cramps, but I would be happy to listen. In terms of cravings, I am still craving spicy things, and I am still having an aversion to, like I said, chocolate and coffee, but I'm learning that it's not just chocolate and coffee. It's like, you know, I can't have black coffee. It's like the bitterness, and like really dark chocolate I'm having a hard time, because it's like something about the bitterness that I'm having an aversion to. But if I doctor up my coffee now, I use coconut milk as my creamer and stevia to sweeten it, and if I put enough of that in, then it actually tastes okay to me still. But I'm finding that just if it's too strong or too bitter, then I'm still having an aversion to that. And in terms of starting to prepare my body for birth, other than exercising, which is one of probably the most important thing I can be doing, I have started drinking red raspberry leaf tea this week. Not very much. I'm just having like 1 week cup of it every evening after I have my dinner or after I have my little dessert. So yeah, I'm just starting to slowly add that into my regimen a little bit. If you guys want to know like the kind of prenatal that I take and all the other supplements and that kind of thing, I mentioned that in the collab that I did about a month or so ago. I will link that video here, but that video was 5 tips for how to have a healthy natural pregnancy. So I go over my supplements in that video if you're interested in seeing that kind of thing. So that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to the subscribe button. And let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like me to talk about that's pregnancy related, and maybe a future update or making a separate video on, that kind of thing. In the past, I've gotten a lot of great ideas from you guys in the comments, so If there's anything that you want me to talk about, be sure to leave a comment about that below. And if you guys are also in a similar stage of pregnancy, just let me know, how is your pregnancy going? And have you been having any similar symptoms, that kind of thing? I love just connecting with other moms like you out there. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.